directors, alums, students, family, and other gathered guests. Thank you. Thank you for this honor, for all the many ways you make life better for all who come into your orbits. As I look at the list of persons who have been granted this award previously, I'm amazed, simply amazed, that my name is going to be added to the list. For so many, many reasons, I do not feel qualified. But I am humbly grateful that others do. I won't go back and try to name every person who helped me along the way. After all, this isn't the Academy Awards. Nonetheless, I am grateful for each and every one. Our lives finally are the sum total of all the relationships that we have been blessed to share. But I will tell you something about my journey that brought me here. I came to Union in the fall of 1960. My choice of Union was not very well thought out. As a senior bachelor of divinity, I had studied a new commentary by a person named James Alum. And when the faculty at Austin Seminary encouraged me to go to graduate school, I said, okay, I didn't know any graduate schools. The only one I knew was the one where James Alum was, so I signed up to come. I knew that Union, by the time I got here, was a top graduate school, but I did not know the really small number of applicants that they accepted. I just didn't know about that. And I'm still amazed that I was one of those who was accepted. I continue to stand in awe as I look back at the world-class faculty that was here in those days and is now. I certainly never imagined that coming here was going to change me, change the whole course of my life so dramatically. When I get too religious, I just have to say God's grace for some unexpected ways. But I came wide-eyed, uncertain whether I could handle the material, wondering whether I was well enough prepared to take place with students from other eminent schools such as Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. I came a Texas boy, terribly naive, who'd only been on the ground east of the Mississippi River twice by that time of my life. And one of the times was to Vicksburg, Mississippi, at the Civil War. The ground was hardly east. Anyway, so I came, the grandson of an active member of the Ku Klux Klan. No wonder that Union Seminary and New York City altered me so dramatically. To say I was profoundly changed by my Union years would not be an overstatement. First, there was the academic community. Absolutely excellent. I'd had good teachers at college and at my seminary, but I was coming in the area of Old Testament, and my goodness, James Alum, Sam Perry, George Landis, Jim Sanders, James Stewart, and eventually sitting on my committee for my dissertation, Joshua Abraham Heschel. Because my entrance exams showed that I was a little weak in contemporary theology and ethics, which I knew, I had to do some remedial work because I was penalized. What was that penalty? I had to bear spending a whole semester, once a week, talking about Tillich with Robert McAfee Brown. And for ethics, I got stuck with Roger Shin. What a penalty. New York itself is an incredible place to live and learn. One that probably can't be replicated. More particularly for me, I have never belonged to such a diverse community as Union. Though compared with the Union today, we didn't know nothing. I don't know how many denominations were represented there. I know they weren't all from North America. I was still trying to figure out how to deal with 3 tribes of Presbyterians. It was too much, but it was wonderful. Before Union, I had very few people of color in my classes as fellow students. And I'd never had any Jews. And here I was in a school and a city where such diversity was expected, was celebrated. It became part of who I wanted to be. What does it mean to live in a community for nearly 6 years where justice and peace are the assumed priorities for all? One thing it meant for me was to take a very close look at my own denomination and to set out to try to get the logs out of the eyes of my fellow Presbyterians. We weren't going to be able to save the world until we had done that. We weren't going to be able to save the world anyway. I was gifted to serve on numerous task forces seeking to correct male language, imagery of such a sort in worship, trying to end the crippling presence of homophobia, working to reform the destructive system of justice that has produced the new Jim Crow. Much of my time writing was directed at the Presbyterian Church in the form of curriculum, in the form of ghostwriting policy statements, for the denomination loudly and supportive of the Bible. Anything new had to be rooted in the Bible. And I was the quote expert put on those task forces. I had an extraordinary influence, well beyond my numbers and probably my guess. But it was fun. We changed some things. We were able to provide some new insights into the way to read the Bible, what you do with the Bible, what the Bible means, even when you don't agree with the Bible. It's still the Bible. Some of the issues that we considered we made some progress with, we quote corrected them. No, we changed them slightly. But new versions continue to arise. Racism still flourishing. One of its more insidious forms at the moment is this white nationalism stuff. Israel continues occupation of Palestine. A justified reason for a cry for justice. And there are other issues, to name just a few, concerning immigration, health care, continuing sexual harassment and assault. We don't know anything about that this week. We're not without challenges. We still have much to do. And I want to thank Union for having helped to shape and sharpen my insight. One thing more I want to say in conclusion. The certificate of academic excellence provided to me by the Union Seminary doctor opened the door for me that enabled me to enjoy over 47 years of engagement with lively, interesting students and faculty, exploring the Bible and its relevance for the world. In a slightly paraphrased form of a song that happens to mean something to me, that Willie Nelson, of all people, made popular. Toward the end of this little song about you were always on my mind. There were little things I should have said and done. I just never took the time. But Union Seminary, you were always on my mind.